What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to LetsNot, and welcome back to Pokemon Unite. Alrighty guys, so I get this question a lot from newer players, and I see even really experienced players make this mistake all the time. And at its core, it's a pretty simple subject, but it's actually more difficult and a little bit more engaged than you might think. And that is, how do I jungle? Or how am I supposed to jungle? How am I supposed to jungle right? Because at the end of the day, you can just run center lane and say you're jungling, but we all know that that's not really jungling, right? There's an art to it, and there are a few rules you have to follow. So let's get into it. Let's break it down. How do you jungle? What characters should jungle? And how do you not really throw your team under the bus when you are jungling? Alrighty guys, so first things first, I mean, hey, this beautiful Halloween screen is absolutely amazing. I mean, come on, like how the music, like it's great. They did a great job with this Halloween screen. Anyway, let's jump in. Let's talk about first and foremost, which Pokemon should jungle, right? And the two Pokemon that really stand out from the rest are going to be Cinderace, right? And Greninja. Right? So those are going to be the first two Pokemon that you should always consider if you're going to be jungling. The reason for that is another word for jungle is carry, right? So you need a Pokemon that can carry the team, and kind of the purpose of the jungle is to always be over leveled, always be super strong into early game, into late game, but basically pick a Pokemon that gets very strong at kind of those mid-range levels, and they can get to those mid-range levels before everybody else, right? And both Cinderace and of course, my favorite, Greninja, excel at this. They both do this super well. By getting a few levels of advantage, they can really come in and just crush an entire opposing team, help you win those dread fights, and really have both of them have the potential to wipe out an entire enemy team with a combination of their ultimates, or in the case of Greninja, resetting that surf. So those two Pokemon should always be kind of your priority one when you're thinking about what Pokemon should I use to jungle. Priority two will be any of the speedsters in the game. So we've got Talonflame, we've got Zeraora, we've got Gengar, we've got Absol. So any of the speedsters will do fine as a jungle as well. That's kind of the role that they were meant to fill. So I know it's going to confuse a lot of people that I said the two best junglers are actually two ranged attackers, right? But again, those are going to be your best. And then any of the speedsters will be fine as tier 2. And then a special shout out to a couple other Pokemon. Gardevoir can do it okay, right? You just need a full team built around Gardevoir to do it. And then other Pokemon like Machamp can do it as well, as long as you have a good team built around them and they counter the other team fairly well. But for the most part, the main Pokemon you should focus on are going to be Greninja and Cinderace. Those are going to be the two best junglers in the game, and with good reason. So let's jump into a match and showcase just how these Pokemon do and how to jungle, right? Because again, this is a question that I get all the time. How do you jungle? How do I jungle well? And what does it mean to jungle, right? Or, you know, obviously play center lane for those of you who don't have that MOBA experience and wondering what do you even mean when you say jungle? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and jump into a match, and we will be right back. Alrighty guys, we've loaded into a game here, so I'm going to just try and select Greninja and jungle as quickly as I can. Just because sometimes that'll kind of help if people are going to try and fight over center. Because again, only one person can go jungle, so hopefully that stops the whole fighting over. Usually if you lock it pretty early, people won't try and contest as much. But like looking at my team, the only other person that would contest is the guy who locked super late into Zeraora. So hopefully that guy can switch off. Otherwise we will have a little bit of a problem here. So one thing you'll notice a lot in lower ranks is you'll have a lot of players who get really adamant about playing jungle, about playing center, even if it's not really something that they should be doing, or if it's something that they know how to do. But a lot of people really enjoy doing it. So sometimes you will run into trouble of other people trying to take that center role from you. But luckily, it looks like Popalord here did switch off. It does have a little bit of sense in there. He did notice that I locked it first, so we will have a chance to showcase here what jungling looks like, right? Going center, the very first piece of advice I have, very first thing to know, is don't attack these two A-Poms, right? Pick whatever your center's move is that can get you through walls. So in my case, you see how I picked Substitute first instead of Bubble as Greninja, because what that allows me to do is it allows me to get through that first wall without wasting my eject button, right? Ooh, unfortunately, actually, I don't think it... Yeah, unfortunately, the Eevee did steal my first ad. I do think that was an accident, so I'm not super mad about it, but it does actually set me back quite a bit. So the experience in this game is super well set on how jungles and how laners are supposed to get their experience. So losing even just that one ad's final hit experience will put me behind a little bit. And you will notice here too, as Greninja, I am using the substitute there to tank a little bit of damage for me. It's not a super useful move, but just getting that little extra bit of tankier damage through will help. Just so, again, I have more HP. Now, you really can choose either to go top or bottom as a jungle. You really just kind of want to gauge how each lane is doing. So since we've already lost somebody at top, I guess we've lost somebody at bottom now too. It looks like top's having a little bit harder time, but it also looks like these guys have overextended a little bit. So maybe we can actually get some damage through here. And ideally, snag a kill to get that extra experience. All right, so we did manage to snag that kill. Maybe we can get both here. Let's try. Let's get greedy. Just because we do have such a good thing here. I'm actually going to back up, though, because getting these bees is more important than killing them, right? Again, as the jungle, I really want to make sure I help my team secure these bees because that's so much early experience for me and my teams, right? And just shutting them out of that experience, getting an early KO was perfect. I do have to kind of run back and heal here. Hopefully my team doesn't get too greedy in that push. Yeah, it looks like they got a little too greedy. I'm going to try and get some damage through. Hopefully I can get this this Greedanta off my team. All right, so normally this would be the point where I'd kind of be retreating back to my base, but I do see some opportunities here to get another kill, so I'm going to stay and help support the team. And then as soon as kind of things start to calm down here, get this middle contested ad, I'm actually going to jump straight back to my jungle, right? Actually, again, here it looks like we, again, have an opportunity to kill, so I'm going to actually stay here and fight this out, let my team get some scores in, and ideally kill this Greedant as well. The Greedant's playing very well, though. He knows his life total very well. See if I can get this score through myself. Again, scoring early just gives you a bunch of experience. I'm not running attack weight or anything like that. But again, just staying involved in this fight has resulted in a bunch of experience for me. So that's partially why I'm staying involved in this one. And again, being able to kill the Mr. Mime there gets a bunch of extra experience for the team. But let's not waste it all by dying. And let's see if we can get out of here. Again, this Greedant's playing very, very well. And he is giving chase very, very well here as well. All right, good job to the Greedant, man. Good job to the Greedant. Again, the Greedant's playing super well. So typically what I'd say there is once things start to calm down, you really want to go back to jungle and get those jungle ads. But if it's a situation like that where you're fighting so much, you're winning all of these fights, getting a lot of score through, obviously stay there. And then, of course, head bottom path for Dreadnought, right? So you'll see that I am heading bottom path here now so we can secure the Dreadnought, as well as put some pressure on the other team, the Absol here. It looks like Charmeleon's coming back down as well, so that's good. Wow, all right. Good hit on the Absol, man. That was a good hit on the Absol. Well done to the Absol there. All right, unfortunately, my Charmeleon decided he's not heading bottom, so this is not ideal, obviously. Luckily, Absol's not taking advantage of the situation to take out the Dread, so maybe we can still get there in time. Again, just using that to get a little extra speed through. Nope. All right, so straight back to jungle. I could walk, to be honest, but I'm just gonna teleport straight back to jungle. Right? Take your hits, take your losses. So unfortunately, my team did not rotate correctly. But again, the priority here now for me is to make sure that I'm leveled, right? You're really only going to suit the job of jungle if you're hyper leveled, highest level on your team. So you do want to make sure that you're constantly farming ad experience and getting that level up. These early scores that the Absol's doing, losing the bottom tower does stink for the Dreadnought fights. But again, it's not a huge deal. Dreadnought's not a huge deal. So right now, it's all about getting my level up, right? Making sure I can support the team, get the Unite move, but really focusing ads wherever I can. And since bees are up here, I'm going to jump over here to play the bees as well. Steal every single bee here from this Pillow-Swine. And then kill the Pillow-Swine as well. All right, I'm going to back off a little bit here. So I could potentially ult here as well. All right, grab this, and then let's kill the Greedant. Again, most jungles, too, are pretty fragile, so you do have to kind of adopt this hit-and-run play style. So make sure that, you're playing well to your strengths. Even right here, right, I'm hiding in the grass because I know I can get a lot of damage through and take very little damage myself. But now it's more a matter of this Pillow-Swine just used all of his moves. So even if he gets the Rotom there, he will go down, which is fine experience-wise. The way that trade works out. Yep, so now we're just going to fight the Rotom while staying in here and healing ourselves up. And then we're going to rotate bottom as soon as it goes down because Dreadnought fight is about to happen once more. Now, as jungle, just again, you want to make sure these jungle ads are on cooldown as much as possible. Right now, since I know we're about to have a team fight, I'm actually going to try and take this Bouffalon over on my way to Dread, just because this will give me some extra damage against my opponents, who actually feel like they're just going to come all the way over here, yeah? So this is right before Dread fight, which is why I'm popping this, because I want to be able to get these kills and then secure Dread. I don't know if these guys are just a distraction here or what their goal is, but taking both of them out, hopefully I can get to Dread before they kill it. And it looks like I am able to get over here, but let's see. This Absol does have his ultimate ready. All right, but maybe I bought enough time for the Charizard to come in. I did not. Unfortunate, man. Unfortunate my team was so late to Dreadnought once again. So you'll get in these matches a lot where you're basically doing everything you can to try and stop the fights, to win the fights. Had Absol not had ult there, we would have been able to secure that Dreadnought, I'm sure of it, because Absol's pretty fragile. But again, don't let these things worry you. As the hard carry, all you have to do is make sure you're there to win the most important team fight at the end, which is Zapdos if you are behind. And we actually aren't that far behind, even though they've won both the Dreadnoughts. Tower-wise, damage-wise, level-wise, we're actually pretty close. So, again, this game is going fairly well, but again, as jungle, just make sure most of your time in the game, outside of team fights, should be spent on killing these ads, right? Don't overextend where you don't need to. Just build up this experience piece by piece by piece. And of course, try and save your ults for the team fights as much as possible, right? So I did use my ult a little early there, but that ult was primary purposed for that Dreadnought kill, right? Because if I had not taken out the Mr. Mime, the Green Ant there, they would have been able to score on our tower and then rotate back to Dread. All right, so now we got to take the Mamo here. He is going to go for a little bit of a score here, which is fine, I guess. He had 3 points. All right, so he's down. Let's see if we can secure the Rotom. And again, securing Rotom's not really a big deal, but there's not a whole lot else I can be doing. Most of my ads have been farmed already. Most of the damage has already been done, so now it's just get Rotom, get a little bit through. And if they slow him down, ironically, it could be bad for them because of the way Zapdos works here. Since Zapdos spawns, double points are about to be up. This final Rotom could be valuable, but we'll see what happens. All right, Rotom actually made it in uncontested. So both me and Venusaur realize that if we can wait this out a few seconds, we can get us. I guess Venusaur doesn't realize, but if I wait this out a few seconds, I can get a double point score off on this Rotom here, which is exactly what I'm going to do here. So that was a little risky with their team being there, but I figured if I can get that double point score, it was worth that risk. All right. So now I need to leave immediately. So they've got 2 people on cooldown now, which is awesome. We got that 100 points in, and now we just need to get here for the team fight before this Zapdos goes down, which should not be too bad, looks like. All right, let's start by killing off the Mamoswine, and then kill this, and then the Greed Ant got its hit off, so we got 2 down. So again, as the hard carry, it's really up to us to get as much damage as possible out on these guys. All right, we got another one down, and now we can finish off Zapdos and win the game. Yeah, so again, just by being over-leveled there, being the highest level, we could do so much damage, and they surrendered. So, GG's, guys. Again, as a jungle, always make sure you guys are the hardest level. Always be there for the big, important team fights, and you'll win. That's just it, right? So that fight saved my ultimate move and was able to go in and kill 3 of their team members. And there you have it, guys. We are the MVP. The MVP will more often than not go to the jungle, but it doesn't always have to, because as a jungle, some games you won't be able to score as many points because you'll go into team fights, kill a bunch of enemies, and die. But you should always have either the most kills or, I guess, most fight interactions for those team fights. In this particular case, our Venusaur was just a legend, going off, winning 3v1s by himself. But, you know, overall, GG's, you know, Papalodor was, Papalodor, it's definitely Papa Lord. Did pretty good there, so great job to the team. But again, the most important thing for a jungle when you're looking at this end screen is make sure that you're the highest level on your team. And I tell people this all the time. If you end a game as jungle and you're not the highest level on your team or tied for it, like if there's multiple level 15s, then you definitely played the game wrong. So use that as a training point, and as a kind of a point to get better. Is if you are not the highest level, you really have to push yourself to kill more ads. And even there, you guys, you saw it. You know, that game was not a very great game for my team. My team didn't rotate Dreadnought. They really didn't do a lot of things right, which makes it actually a really good showcase video because it was a fairly close game. So even with all of those things going wrong, right, I was still able to carry, because as the jungle, and this is why I tell people to solo jungle as much as you can, because as the jungle, I'm able to carry, right? I'm able to be that hyper carry and have a bigger output on the final effect of the game, right? As you saw right before on that Rotom fight, I got 2 kills. In the final team fight, I got 3 kills. I was able to time my score to get extra points. And again, for every fight that kind of really mattered, I was able to have a bigger impact on that fight. But that's it, guys. Hopefully this video helped. Hopefully it helped answer some questions on how to jungle, and hopefully just the gameplay, seeing me jungle, seeing a good example of a Masters rank player doing some jungling. Hopefully that helped you guys learn something, or maybe not. But if it did or it didn't, leave a comment, guys. And of course, if you guys want to see more Pokemon Unite content, hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks, everybody.